Jeff, how we doing, man?
Jeff.
Pleasure to meet you. Thanks for coming in today.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm here today with two of my good buddies. This is Jeff Houston and this is Cory Reilly. Right now, Jeff has finally decided to take the plunge and take an iron fitting. That's why we have Cory right here. He is one of the best in the business. So he's going to take care of that for Jeff. And he's going to get Jeff all set up, and he's going to do it in a great environment. And that's what we're going to show you here today. So, guys, I want to thank you for letting me observe this.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
And to film this for our viewers. And let's have a good time doing this.
Let's do it. You remember or what?
Pinks.
Yeah. Feel like playing like Ping Eyes or whatever?
That's it.
Ping Eye 2s or something like that?
That's exactly right.
Oh, my God. Those things are great.
I almost brought them.
I wish you did, honestly. I miss seeing those clubs. So I'm just going to focus this in first, make sure we're all set up here now. And then I'll just have you grab a wedge, like just 4 or 5 swings of the wedge to get loose, because everything we'll do for the irons will be based off the 7-iron. So I already pulled your wedge and your 7-iron out. Sorry.
Okay, great.
Make sure it's all good. How often do you get to play?
Not often, but my kids are getting older now, so I'm actually going to. I used to play a lot, and now I don't get out that much. So, but like I said, my kids are getting older now, so I'd like to start playing again.
Yeah, good. So I'm going to have you almost hit from just kind of starting like right out of that rut right there, just kind of like right on top. That'll be your sweet spot.
Yep.
And start with your wedge versus your 7. Just kind of take a couple swings of that. But
okay.
What kind of distances are you seeing with your with the wedge and the 7? You have any idea?
I don't. I would say with the wedge, maybe 150.
Okay. There you go. It's a good start. Have you hit on a sim at all before, or not really? Yeah. A little different experience for you then. You can keep swinging while I'm doing this stuff here now. You're all good.
Okay.
On well-struck shots, high ball hitter, low ball hitter?
High.
High. It's a good problem to have. What side are you missing to typically? Right side?
Now, some of the wedges have it
Yeah.
left.
Yeah, so probably longer the club gets, further right you're going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Have more of a chance to target with the wedge and the 7?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go. If we're not playing too often, you're rocking and rolling here.
I'd like to play more.
Where do you go when you get out? Anywhere particular or what?
So I'm in Delaware, so Rock Manor's right close to me, and I play with a group that gets out about once a month.
That's great.
They play different courses to deal with.
Every time I go to Rock Manor, it turns out to be a 5.5-hour round over there.
Yeah, it's
It's
definitely one of the busiest public courses.
I think that short hole kind of jams everything up. That one par 4 that you can almost drive it out there.
That's one of the reasons why it's hard to get out. You can't spend 5 hours.
Yeah. Good. Give me one more swing with that guy. Are these extended by chance at all? Do you know?
I don't know.
I'll measure that. I'll tell you in a second. D2. I'm gonna go measure this. I'll be right back. Here right now, because every club I'll give you from an iron standpoint will be off that 7-iron. So just trying to build up a sample size of kind of what you're doing here right now. But in terms of like the head you're looking to get into, do you have any preference with that at all, or you like just something easy to? Yeah, right. you playing the tour in a couple weeks here? Because I'm gonna look up your current irons here right now just to see what your loft and lies are compared to what you'll get into. But those are probably even on the strong side compared to what you have here right now. Like if you had those pink eyes here, like that 7-iron is probably 34 degrees compared to now they're like 27 to 29. So like sometimes you hit one ball like, oh my God, I haven't hit a 7-iron that far. It's just because it's basically your old 5-iron at that point in time, you know?
Okay.
Cool. So you're going to take your couple swings. I'm going to look at this specs up here now. We'll be ready to rock. If you're blindfolded, could you describe where you hit the club on the golf ball on the club face at all? Is it hard for you to tell?
It's hard to tell. I would say closer to the
Closer to the toe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so it hasn't picked up its. Yeah, I'm gonna get some more light in here. Hang on. Well, that's all the light we're gonna get. That's a good shot. And then ballpark distance for this guy is about what? You're trying to. Yeah, about $170 carry.
Yeah.
There's a good shot. Two more. Take your time. There we go. Good. Swing down a little bit?
Yeah.
By how much do you feel like? Like, has that felt?
I'm conscious of it.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I'm
It's funny you say that, right? Because if you take a look up here right now, like where I'm circling the mouse right there, like shot number 16, your club head speed is at 86. And if you look at your first one was at 78. So that's a, 8 miles an hour is a pretty hefty amount of delta between swings there now. Like,
Yeah.
do you feel like if you're going slower, do you feel like you have more control of the club at all? Or?
I do. I feel like maybe I don't take it back as far.
Yeah. And I think like the stuff I'll give you, honestly, I think is so forgiving to the point where I don't think you're going to have to feel like you got to put a hurt on it to get some distance out of it.
Yeah.
Because I think from my standpoint, especially in here, like if I can just have you like give you club, see ball, hit ball feel, like where you're not thinking a ton from shot to shot. Okay. Even if you have a subpar shot, goes right, goes left, just wipe that slate clean and just try to give you like the best opportunity of your stock swing, That being said, take a couple seconds on a breather here. I'm gonna go grab some stuff to hit. I'll be right back. What I'm gonna do here right now, I'm gonna give you one club head. It's the Callaway Elite, basically the big brother of what you have here right now. A little older, newer compared to that guy. But we're gonna try to find the shaft first.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have you hit 4 swings with each combination. I'm not gonna tell you anything before what it is.
Great.
You're just gonna see ball, hit ball, and you can kind of give me good, bad, or ugly after you hit it here now.
Okay.
But lengths are all the same as you had before.
Okay.
That could be something maybe we can have a discussion about. I mean, how tall are you?
That's 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah, but I don't feel like you're struggling to get the golf ball, right? Would you agree? Like from a strike standpoint,
No.
you feel like you get it pretty clean.
Yeah.
I think like from your static play, like how you kind of set up over the golf ball, like your wrist to floor, I don't think you need a longer golf club. So
Okay.
we might experiment with that, but these next 3 shafts will give you a standard.
I don't think these were.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
Standard
I was
lengths.
going to say I don't
So
think they were
basically
fitted.
off the rack. Like your length off lie are all just
They were off
stock.
the rack.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're ready to rock and roll here now. Like 4 swings, and then just hey, at the end of it, in between shots, if you feel something good, bad, ugly, just let me know. But
So the club head feels lighter than.
does it feel lighter?
Yeah.
I'll explain that to you in a second. So I have a swing weight machine over here. You'll be able to kind of tell where you feel more weight at, more head or more hands. There you go. Is that a good feel or a bad feel for you? You think?
No, it's a good feel. It's just different.
Just different.
Yeah. There it is. One more.
Switch it up. A little thin on that right there. So just a little bit lighter overall.
Just a
How about
little
the
bit
club head
lighter.
at all? Notice anything different when you hit it, like just from a feel standpoint, or?
No, I mean it felt good hitting
Looks
it.
about
It
the same
just,
too,
yeah.
right?
Yep.
That was just the first club jitters right there. I feel like, we'll get everything out of the way here now. And then what's your longest iron you have in the bag right now? Do you play a 4-iron in the bag?
I don't.
You don't?
No.
5-iron?
5-iron.
Yeah. Because that'll be the thing, like when you get the set, it's not like you're walking up and need to get like forward a pitching wedge. You can kind of comprise it however you like to. Like
I used to like hitting it. I mean, with those pings, I used to like hitting the 3-iron.
because I think you like to hit it because of how weaker lofted that was, maybe compared to like this 4-iron there.
Yeah.
I just feel like I'm begging players to take a 4 and the 5-iron out of the bag
Yeah.
and replace it with a 3 hybrid, a 7 wood, something like that, just to make those 200 plus shots yards a little bit easier.
Now I do have a couple of hybrid clubs.
Do you?
That
Yeah.
Yeah, the 3 and a 4.
Good. You like hitting those, or
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I usually hit them, in the fairway.
Yep, good.
Yeah.
different shaft, same head, right? This should have a I'd say a similar feel to the first one there. It shouldn't feel too crazy.
Yeah, it feels.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm gonna grab something else while you're hitting that. It's chunking everything a little bit right now, huh?
Yeah. There.
It's fine. Let me take that out of your hands here quick.
Yep.
Any difference on the first one I gave you at all?
Not
Not really.
No.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No, it's weird, right? Because there's your average impact location so far with your golf club, right? Like, take a look at what we've been hitting down here, like little low, little inside, especially in that last combination here.
Yeah.
So a little bit of that could be the lie angle, how that club sits. I'm going to try to give you one more wand quick before we start tinkering with that here.
So definitely off the inside, though, right?
I need to invent like a little gun to make this process easier. I guarantee you someone's already done it, but I haven't had it yet. So this, I think, will be different than the first two.
Okay. Yeah, it feels heavier.
There you go. Not quite so chunky, but not quite as clean as the last one there.
Yeah,
right?
that one was. That one I think I was.
Take your time. 2 more. There it is.
So I will say I do like the heavier club.
No doubt. I think it's not even close, right?
Yeah.
So I just want to show you quickly just kind of what we got here so far between the 3 different samples right off the bat. Now keep in mind, the only variable between these 3 combinations is the shaft itself, right? I think just trying to find a good shaft before you start finding different heads and all that.
Okay.
I have 3 shots in each sample that you hit. Aside from yours, I have a couple more in there just to get an idea of what that was doing. I'm going to organize everything right now from highest to lowest ball speeds that we've seen here.
Okay.
So the last one that you just hit is in green. No surprise, that's at 112 miles an hour. Look at the other 2 here, about 108, about 105. So,
yeah.
I mean, from a distance standpoint, you're averaging 162 carry on that, about a $154 and about a $138, right? So, wow. I just think right off the bat, there's no debate. I'm going to take those 2 right out of play here, but I can tell you some other numbers I'll be looking at all day across the board, like how we can find some more distance and good accuracy for you. Obviously, ball speed. So we increased that number 1 mile an hour. We gained 3 yards of distance.
Okay.
So we're already up there a little bit, which is good to see. You kind of mentioned that you're a high ball hitter, which is a good problem to have. Like usually people tell me to hit the ball high. I tell them they don't hit it high enough. So the apex height right there, usually if we can get higher with that and then landing angle, just how steep are we coming down from your apex height?
Okay.
So steep height, steep descent, will give you a small distance between carry and total right there. So that's kind of the recipe, right? Like let's get some extra ball speed. Let's get some extra height. Let's have it come down steeper so we can kind of make those long irons like your 6-7 irons kind of stop not too far apart from each other right there.
Awesome.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then if you look at your impact locations here now, I think you're going back to something a little bit more centered to the club face.
This
so
was
I think
the one we just
that was
hit?
the one you just hit.
Yeah.
So it's weird. As soon as I gave you that lighter club, like you didn't even swing the club yet, and you're like, this feels lighter.
Yeah,
And I think we're kind of seeing if it was for good or for worse. But
Yep.
I definitely think there's any debate to that right now. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would
good.
definitely agree with that.
I want to come on over here quick. I want to show you like just a swing weight. Every club kind of has a different swing weight to it. If you're playing longer, if you're playing shorter, if you're playing heavier grips, you're playing lighter grips right there. Okay, so yours is about D2. Let's see where this is at here now. I guarantee those other ones I gave you are probably on the lighter side. Yeah. Yeah, so this is kind of going down closer to D0, right? So from a weight standpoint, yours is definitely a little bit different. Do me a favor, hold these two clubs like by the head. Tell me what you feel.
Yeah, I mean, this one's definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where?
It feels heavier in the.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Right? So I think you're going to be a better player once we add a little bit more weight down towards the club head.
Okay.
So you can kind of have awareness of where that thing's at the whole time.
So
right?
that's what it felt like. Was I knew where the club head was.
So
with
I think
this.
that'll come with like the shafts we have here now. Sometimes it'd be hard to add weight in a certain spot.
Okay.
Like what we'll do at the end of the day is obviously like A, order them, or B, if not, like I have lead tape in my irons. I'll show you.
Okay.
Like just to put say 2 or 3 more grams down here to swing that weight.
Yep.
Back in a different spot.
Yeah,
so
I
that'd be
definitely
something
like
we'll
the way
take away.
that
But right
felt.
off the bat, that was a better feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. I'm going to grab one different shaft here now, similar to this guy that we know you like it,
Okay.
and I'll be right back.
So that's all shaft.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed that. I would have thought that was a different head.
So we go boom, boom. Yeah, just a different shaft. Same head. And it's funny that I literally had this shaft, and I was like, I'm never going to use that.
Yeah.
It's just a shaft that not a lot of people use.
Yeah.
It's not that it's bad, but it's just kind of a small group of people that need or want it.
Yeah. It definitely made a difference, and I thought
but-
it was a different head.
Yeah, no,
because
same.
if the weight
Like it felt
was
way different coming off, right?
way
Yeah.
different. Yep. See, I'm unique. People always overestimate how far they hit the ball.
1,000%.
1,000%. All right, good.
I
So
very
I'm in
rarely-
that range then.
Yes and no. Now I think like the one shot you had, like you were telling me about what, like a $170 carry.
Yeah. I was at 170. I was
Yep.
thinking.
But here's okay. So there's if you take a look, right there's the 170 you had right there.
Yep.
But now, okay, like yeah, it went 170, but it went 170, 45 yards left.
Yeah.
I think like I'm a big proponent of sample size.
Okay.
Like, you know, do it once, like show me it again, show me twice kind of feel.
Yep.
That's why I have you hit a couple sevens to like, you're going to have one that goes 170, but
Yeah.
you're going to have 4 that don't.
Yeah. And I would rather have it. I'd rather be short and in the fairway
Correct.
than one long.
And I think like
left.
this technology, like the moment you don't try to hit it 170,
Yeah.
like smooth, easy, once you connect with it, bang, like you'll get that distance down.
Yeah.
But from an average 10 people, like I think maybe one will give me an accurate like actual distance.
Yeah.
I think half the times they're not trying to, but this thing doesn't lie. So like on the course,
Right,
if you're
right,
not
right.
playing a lot, right, you're
Yep.
out there playing, let's call it
Yep.
like once a month, like
Yeah, and you're going.
When you have-
I
when
was
you have-
telling Jeff when I'm at the range. You're going by their distance.
Yep.
I'm not taking my range.
and you think about range balls, right? Range balls
Range
versus real
balls,
balls.
yeah.
You're going to get different speeds on those. So there's a lot of different factors. If you're
But
hitting
it's
balls,
funny that you're long. That I'm longer with the estimate.
Yeah.
I should have been.
if you're hitting balls in April compared to July
Yeah.
with range balls, that's going to play a difference, you know. But
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. I don't think you were too far off, but I'm kind of more like give me 8 and let's see what you got kind of
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah. It's funny.
Because everyone, you, me, anyone else, like we're going to have oopsies in the swings, you know? So
Yep.
just trying to limit those oopsies, trying to get the average as tight as I could from each other. My goal is just to try to find you a club that you pick it out of the bag and just kind of know what it's going to do. Everyone's
Yeah.
going to have a bad swing once in a while, but like look at that one shot you had right down the middle, right down the gut here right now, like with that one shot, right? Like there's like a 162 number. You know, we can get some more distance out of it potentially. Like, yeah, if we can get some less spin and some lower height on it, but put it that way. You give me that shot, we're ready to rock and roll. We can get some more
Absolutely.
distance out of that here.
Yeah.
So again, same club head, different
Okay.
shaft here right now. This is all going to be that same kind of feel that we like better
and
in
this,
that last
you
one.
can tell this has got a good weight to it. I can feel it.
Yep. Okay, dude.
And I'm sure some of this is, where I was telling Jeff where I line up on the ball,
Yes and no. From like a club fitter standpoint, like
doesn't.
it's hard sometimes, like fitting someone that you teach, because you're like always wanting to, hey, try this, try that.
Yeah.
In the club fit, it's just like,
Yeah.
here's a club, hit the golf ball.
Yeah.
That was hit well. Stay left. Yeah. Yahtzee.
Yeah.
Yahtzee again. A little right. Stay left.
Little right. That's going to probably continue right.
Come on now. There we go. Okay. Thoughts on that one, dude? But it's similar feel. Would you agree? Right?
Yes,
I think
definitely
you had
a similar feel, and I definitely like the
the heavier weight.
Yeah.
100%. I think you're like, now that we had that conversation, like, are you more aware of where the club head is at during the course of the swing?
Yes.
I think that's a tremendous advantage for you.
Yeah.
Look at the last two swings now. Kind of like green and blue, right? Like the green's that last shot you hit. Blue is the last one you have in your hands right now, but 117 ball speed to 112 ball speed. Again, one variable, that being the shaft itself, same club head.
Yeah, and I'm trying now to what you said, just pick up the club and grip it. And
Dude, like your stock swings, like when you hit your 7 irons before, like you might have chunked one of those before, but I think now you're kind of swinging a little bit more free, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And honestly, like the ball falling, like kind of starting center line and falling a little bit more to the right, I would prefer that rather than like just that straight kind of like pull hook to the left side. You know?
Yep.
Because when you do that, that's only going to increase like those shots over there that are in the sand trap. I mean, that's going to only exaggerate like your ball speed and your distances. So like, did you hit it that far? Yes, but it ain't going to go that far offline.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a really well struck shot. Last shaft here, dude.
All right.
Then there's really probably only one other club head that you're kind of in the market for. So I'll explain, like the Elite head, they have a couple different versions, like regular Elite, which is what you're playing now, basically what that is. The Elite HL, which is just higher lofted specs, which you don't need. You're already getting some good height on it. And then the Elite Max Fasts and the Elite X is kind of like lighter clubs and draw bias clubs, but I know you have a fade, but you're definitely prone to the left side.
Yeah.
So I don't want to give you something that's kind of like more offset, more draw bias. Like, it's going to be this head or that AI 300.
Okay.
You'll be able to kind of get a different feel for a forge club versus a cast club kind of feel.
Okay.
Callaway Elite, this is the project. Up here. Okay, man. Nice one here. How's your gas tank doing? Pretty good?
Yeah, I feel good. I'll probably be sore tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it's not easy getting club fit. I'll tell you that.
People
think it's a walk in the park. You got
a
couple swings under your belt here.
That's neat using the I've never used the TrackMan.
TrackMan, yeah.
Yeah. Chunk that one.
What's your set composition with that set you have right now? Do you know?
I don't.
Let me take a look. Like 5 the gap wedge?
Yeah.
5 the gap?
Sorry. Yep.
You're good.
That's exactly right.
Good shot.
That one felt better.
Yeah, take one more, but this is well shy of where we were before. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So that ain't it right there.
Yeah.
Did that have a way different feel to it, or was that just kind of
It did have a little bit of different feel to it. I don't know if it felt heavier, just heavier.
Yeah, just different feel, right?
Yeah.
So let me take a couple outliers out here right now, kind of give you a quick little breather, but I think it's kind of fair to say, like, there's 3 iron shots for you right now. If I kind of just show you the trajectory of those guys, like, 2 tug, 1 fade. So that's pretty fair for what you're seeing there, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think from that sample size, once we add everything back in, again, kind of just cherry pick your best 2 combinations, but highest lows in terms of ball speed right now, 117, 112, 111. So, even the other combination, you're getting some more speed out of, but I think the fact that we saw this combination go 5 miles an hour faster,
Yeah.
with basically one difference on it, that's quite a bit of speed right there to leave behind, right? So I think just from the feel standpoint, they're both in that category. We like the heavier feel. I like the blue one better, like that Project X rifle, because it's a shaft meant to kind of keep the ball down lower anyway. You said your high ball flight. I think it's a regular flex, but gives you some added weight to feel like you have control of the golf club.
Yeah.
Control
I like,
for me is huge. Cool, let me take this out of here. It's got something good too to look from, like in small sample size, but like that plus minus right there, just your delta from your average of 1.5 or negative 1.5 degrees. That's just your face angle at impact right there.
Okay.
Ideally, I can give you something that is having that delta, that deviation as small as possible every time. So you don't have 2 tugs and 2 pushes to that right side.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
This will be the different club head here. I think you're gonna like this one, honestly. Curious to see what you, if you feel like any difference when you're looking down at the club, if like the top line looks any different.
Okay.
It may or may not. And the weight should feel similar to what we've been using.
And the weight
as well.
does. The weight feels good. Like I can feel it at the. Yeah, weight feels good. Off balance. Still.
Take your time.
I'd
Little
stay
thin?
down on that one, yeah. That one was a good shot. I felt that.
Not it. Not it.
Yeah, I didn't.
I mean, I gave you 4 rips of that thing. I think after 2, it's fair to say the other 2 after that are kind of aren't outliers. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, just in terms of construction of the club head, when you're missing
Yeah.
this thing a little bit more in the yard, this guy, you're really going to pay for it.
Yeah.
And I think this is basically the same kind of version you're playing with now, like your old school pings, these Callaway irons. So I think you're just kind of climbing up the board right there in terms of look and feel on the golf club you're used to.
Okay.
Would you agree?
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely a little awkward. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to build that same club that we have there in that blue combination, but I want you to take a 2-3 minute break here now. Take a couple seconds. Like this guy here. And not that one there. Let's go 6.0. 60 grams. Okay.
Shaft is the makeup of the club.
I think people are going to argue that until the cows come home. Like is it the headers? Is it the headers and shaft?
I would have never thought it was the shaft. Like,
But I mean, I think going through it now, like thinking about it, like I always try to give the same amount, like 4 shots, 1 variable, only the club head. Like there wasn't 2 things. If it was a different grip, different shaft, you're like, shit, was it the lighter grip because of the swing weight? Like stuff like that's going to play a difference. a grip, if I had this grip and if I had like a Tour Velvet, if I had them off the club and put them on a scale, there'll be like a 4 to 6 gram difference. 4 to 6 grams difference is huge.
Yeah.
One will let you feel the club head, one will not. If I put it on that swing weight machine, like as soon as you put it in your hands, like boy,
Yeah,
like something
see, that's
feels lighter
something I
or
wouldn't
heavier.
have thought about either. About the
So it's,
you
I mean,
know,
it's dude, it's
because
everything.
I like to be able to. I obviously it feels better when I
Yep.
know where the
Yep.
feel the
Feel
weight
where
of
the
the
head's
club
at.
head. But
I think as soon as you had a lighter club, like I think just looking at your swing speed coming in, like everyone has I think every fitter has like a hypothesis, like what this guy's gonna like at the end of the day, like head and shaft. I really thought you were gonna love the first 2 I gave you,
yeah,
just from like how you felt like you're trying to like swing a little bit easier in the ball,
Yeah.
but you know maybe like that easy swing and like that light shaft, you just had
yeah.
no awareness where that thing was at.
I think it's because I'm in the rough a lot, and I want to be able to feel that club go
Yep.
through the.
Yep. Yeah. So I think like I'm just looking up here now just to double check the specs on these irons here quickly, because 7 iron, 29 degrees. Okay, this is perfect. Let me show you this here quick. Like this is your iron set here right now. So we're testing the 7 iron at 30 degrees. The new set we're looking at here now is your Elite. Your 7 iron is 29 degrees.
Okay.
Okay, so typically, you know, a player like yourself that's going from irons that are like 10 plus years old, you see a huge jump in specs right now, which you don't, which is kind of nice because it's not like your 7 irons going to be jumping 30 yards further.
Yeah.
Right? I think you'll definitely see an increase right there, but nothing too crazy. And then lengthwise, 37 and a quarter is your standard length there now, and 37 is your length here. A quarter inch minimal difference. If anything, I think it gives you a little bit more club head speed on the golf ball without trying to get it.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I think if that needs to change, we can change it. But you know, kind of maybe being the tweener between the standard or half over, this may not be a bad idea right there.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you that same combination and kind of screw with some loft and lie, just changing the way the club kind of sits on the ground right there.
Okay.
Hopefully have you strike a little bit better, but that'll be it. And I think, you know, after that, it'll kind of be the conversation of, you know, how many irons you want to put in the bag. I beg people not to get a 4 and a 5.
Okay.
Because I think you're already picking up what? You're already picking up, right, 7 miles an hour ball speed.
Okay.
That's 21 yards.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So imagine if you can hit your 7 iron right now, 21 yards further.
Right.
That you may not have too many opportunities to ever take that 4 or 5 out of your golf bag,
And
other than trying to keep
yeah,
it under a branch or something
4
like that.
iron,
You know.
I
And that's where you play
yeah.
those other hybrids back at
Yep.
home. You know, you play a couple
and
rounds with
it's
these
a
guys.
mental thing too for
Correct.
me. Like if I don't have to use a 4 or 5, if
Dude,
I could use
I'm 1 year away from taking my 5 iron out of my bag and putting a 9 wood in there.
Really?
Like I took my 4 iron out, I put a 7 wood in.
Yeah.
It was the best decision I've ever made.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like
I mean,
Dustin Johnson won the Masters playing with a 9 wood, so if he does that, we can
Yeah.
all swallow pride and play that club. Callaway Elite.
Yeah.
This is the.
it's one less club for me to, you know.
What putter you got in there?
It's a ping.
Is it a ping?
Yeah.
Those are good.
What's a putter?
Yeah. Okay, so this club's going to play a little upright now. Could
Okay.
do 2 things for you. A, could improve the impact location on the club face.
Okay.
But, you know, we saw there before with your gamer in orange that you had a lot of tug shots right there.
Yep.
Typically, if I move the lie angle upright, it wants to move the golf ball left for a right-handed player.
Uh-huh.
So kind of a double-edged sword. Like, you might be hitting it well, but I don't need you tugging it as far left as you were before.
So when I tug it left, where am I hitting it off the?
I can tell you right now. It seemed like your impact location was pretty decent, to be honest with you. You know?
Okay.
I just think you had a very shut face, like 11 degrees.
Okay.
But that can be like your maybe some old swings creeping in where you saw a big tail on it. So
Yep.
that can be like the don't go right swing kind of
Yeah,
feel.
yeah,
where your
yeah,
face
that's
is a little
exactly
shut.
right.
Because it sounded
Yeah.
like your gamer, honestly, like you were striking the ball pretty
Yeah.
solid.
There was one that I know
Yeah.
I missed, but
So this is the head and shaft combo we like here now. I think this is that one little variable with the
Okay.
lie.
still didn't. All right. just hitting down.
Yeah, a little chunky.
All right. All right, hold on. I got this.
It's getting there. Yeah, it's just a little off. Try that one more time.
Yeah.
One more time. Just coming up on the ball a little bit. Okay.
Still pulling out.
Yeah, I think
Felt
we kinda
that
got,
one,
Yeah,
too.
4 outliers right there.
Felt like I.
But I can tell you this: I think our homework now with the irons are kind of done. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
you know, I think the only thing that these extra swings are going to do for us would be to kind of tell where that line angle will want to be. You know.
Okay.
But you know, I think we kind of found the head, found the shaft. In
Yep.
terms of kind of doing your dirty work, you did that. I think 2 options are kind of in front of you right now: as either A, like kind of have a comfort level that this is it right now. Maybe go out there and play for a month, get some swings in, like come back, retry that, so you can just have a good amount of solid strikes to test from, rather than cherry picking like 2 of your best out of say 6 or 8.
Okay.
But I think just from a testing standpoint, tested some heavy, tested some light, tested a different shaft, and I think
I mean, it feels good.
This has kind of been the better combination.
Yeah, I was going to say I like definitely feels good. It's just who knows? Could be that I'm so out of shape too that now all of a sudden.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think like your club head speed is maintained here, like that has not dipped.
Yeah.
But what are you thinking? Do you want to take a couple seconds and maybe hit some drivers too, or do you want to hit anything else while you're here, or any other questions on the irons at all, or?
The only question I had with when you get fitted for a club, like, and what if I start taking lessons?
Yeah, it's a great question. So I think from a big change in a lesson might be like Jeff can maybe speak to this. If you were seeing him swing, I mean, what would you change first in the swing? Yeah, I mean, like when I was looking at your swing, I think your bad swings are you're kind of almost like falling back, like ascending on the golf ball a little bit.
And I know I'm off balance. So
right. So I would say, like, let's just say you took 4 lessons with Jeff and, like, change your swing over a certain point in time. If I showed you your club path where it is today, like your average swing is about 9.5 to 10 degrees outside in.
Yep.
I don't think you would go from 9 out to 9 in.
Yeah.
Like you might go from a 10 degrees outside in to like a 4 degrees outside in.
Okay.
Okay. At that point in time, the club that we have in your hands is still kind of built for you.
Yeah,
because we're going to rely on the left to right. Put it this way, I think the change that people think they're going to make are way less than they actually are.
Yep.
Now, are you getting better? Yes. But I don't think it's going to be like, I fit you for a black car, you need a white car kind of feel now.
Yep.
It's not going to be like that. Those things are completely irrelevant.
Okay.
I think if anything, like the best thing you got to get is just ball striking down.
Yeah, I think golf is such a mental game too.
And you're in the bay, like you're in a think tank. I'm giving you different stuff, right? So it's like you're not in your regular environment, and I get that. Because if you're in the back of the range, you might have 2 bad swings and be able to figure it out the 3rd time,
Yeah.
But I don't think, let's say, if you bought these clubs today and you were fixing your swings, that 6 months down the road, you'd be shit out of luck.
Yeah. Okay.
What else, though? That makes sense?
Yeah.
So, old club, we had Callaway XR. Shaft-wise, we had the Speed Step, 80 grams, stiff flex. Getting into the new Callaway lead head. Changed up the shaft quite a bit. Project X Rifle 5.5. Big difference in terms of weight with these 2 guys. Correct, right?
Yes.
I think you feel it both. If you want to put them just kind of in your hands that way, left and right.
Yeah.
And then kind of flip them around there again to kind of feel them almost like pick them up by the club head if you can, like put them in your hands like that. You feel it really good here now with that, right? Significantly different.
Yep.
This is probably about 25 grams heavier, 30 grams heavier than what this guy is here now.
Yeah, you can definitely feel the weight.
We started off, honestly, with something very similar to what you're playing now, just kind of feel comfort, not take a huge step, but 2 combinations were different, and then like as soon as you put that in your hands, you felt it like right off the bat.
Yeah, I knew.
I think this is giving you an advantage just to feel the club head during the swing the entire time. Like you can reduce speed and kind of have more of like a easy tempo feel rather than kind of getting too quick on it to get some distance out of it.
Okay.
But top line should be pretty similar, both game improving heads, just a little bit newer technology, get some extra distance out of it.
Yeah. It's great.
Cool.
It's a big difference.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for doing this. This is great.
All right, I want to take this time to thank Jeff for coming in and
Had a great
putting
time.
your swing on the stage here, and I want to thank Cory. Definitely the best in the business. I think we were able to see how well he's able to explain things, how he's able to dissect someone's swing and find out what shaft, what head works for them. So hopefully you got something out of it, Jeff. And again, I appreciate you both doing this.
Absolutely.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right. Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching. If you're interested in booking a fitting with Cory, I've included all his information in the description box. And hey, if you've liked the content, please hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps me grow the channel. I think there's a lot of great information that I put out there that I think you'll like. I'll see you in the next one.